Hi everyone, my name is Sophie Damaris, and I was at the Dogfather with 4 special guests for a few weeks for my senior project. Karen Ray is the owner of the Dogfather, which we use the facility for training and filming at. She is a certified dog trainer of 21 years and was present during the entire thing. We were also with Coda, a chocolate lab who's almost 2 years old, Lila, an Australian cattle dog who's 5 years old, and Tucker, a pit bull mix who's almost a year old. The reason behind me being here is simple. To explain why training your dog is crucial for their confidence, cognitive development, other people's perception of them, and their life overall. Firstly, Coda was being trained to stop or limit pulling and or running during walks or when she's excitable. She gets pretty wired and extremely overwhelming, especially when you leave and enter the room or approach her. With that being said, we began to start correcting her hyperactive behavior by having her refocus and begin to be able to feel relaxed and avoid pulling when on the leash. Here's Tucker. He faces similar issues to Coda, but is less hyperactive than her. Tucker struggles with boundaries and dominance and refocusing with distractions present. We need him to give his owner space and respect of being the boss, as well as correcting a little bit of separation anxiety. Last but not least, Lila. She has some dog aggression issues, but is very good at hiding her nervousness and converting it into aggression. There is evidence that shows she is nervous but curious in her surroundings. Her nerves end up taking over with her alpha mentality, which is a perfect recipe to a protective dog. So this is where Coda had a video taken of her when she first came out of the car on her first day. As you can see, she's very excitable and trying to pull away from Karen and is not very focused on what Karen is doing, more on what she can do to get away. This is very dangerous and shows you how easy it can be for a dog to slip a harness. This is another instance where Coda cannot sit still and keeps pulling even while she's on the prong collar. Once again, this is where we weren't doing any corrections and showing you how she was beforehand. This is a video of how Tucker started on the leash. Overall, he didn't care what Karen was doing or if she had pulled him, he would not budge. He is obviously very distracted and thinking he is in the dominant position, and he walks straight into Karen whatever he wants and has his own thoughts around boundaries. This is a video of Lila being approached by Clover, the Great Dane. This is exactly how she continuously acts around new dogs. She's obviously nervous, seen with her tail between her legs, but then you begin to see her alpha mentality come out as she begins to snap on the dog to get out of her bubble. This is their first walk together. So this is Coda's first training session, and she is already very enticed by the food I have in my hand, so that's a plus. We begin the session by walking around the room, and I try to always have the dog on my left side, but I was trying to get her around the bed, which I think may have scared her at first. You'll begin to realize that Coda is mostly just interested in what food I have in my hand. She's looking at my hand, but does follow my commands and is only interested in pleasing me if she gets a treat. Same with this next clip, she doesn't care what I want. This is our second day at the Dogfather, and Karen is training Coda in this video. She's walking her like the last training session and is really trying to get her focused on the person walking her. At this point, we hadn't used treats yet. Dogs' noses are very strong, so she definitely smelled them, but she began to look up in Karen and became less distracted. As you can see, the little corrections are done with the tips of the fingers on the leash to pull the prong collar. This is minor and does not hurt the dog, but snaps them out of their distractive state. The closer we got to the car, the more excited she became. So she tries to jump on Karen, and there's a quick correction. The second time around, she was looking up at Karen for confidence and security to pass the car. This is Lila's first day, and we started with the leash on, but she was still staying very close to me, who was her mom, and pacing back and forth like she needed to protect me. She wouldn't leave me alone or give me space. But during this video, we took off Lila's leash and monitored her closely. And almost immediately, she opened up and tried to go play. Then we had Tucker during his second day, and there was a lot of distractions, which was very helpful for the training process. He did very well staying still, sitting, and walking on the leash. Then I only had to do simple corrections like this. Only 1, 2, 3 required. with a sit and waited for me to walk away first. In this clip, he sat for about 5 minutes, which was the longest he had ever done.
Sit. Sit. Good boy.
This is a video of their last walk together. They were already being a lot more attentive, focused, and overall were two completely different dogs.